Damage report. Welcome to Thursday, everyone. Gabby says the Dragon fam helped out Billy. We're the greatest family of friends. Thank you. Y'all are awesome. Oh, some good vibes for the week, in a year, in an era that so rarely has any good vibes. Good to see it. Well, welcome everyone. We've got a few stories to talk about. Caroline Johnson's going to be joining me on the show, which is very exciting. I'm going to have an interview with a candidate a little bit later on. And still doing a little bit of production in the background. Today on the show, pretty excited. We're going to discuss Glenn Beck, who has COVID again. He's rebooting everything, remixing his COVID. Anyway, we also have Meanwhile In. I know what you're going to say. Wait, John, you've already done Meanwhile In this week. And then I would say to that, no, we've actually already done it twice. There's just a lot of really interesting news. Yes, this is my stay warm in the morning at work sweatshirt. I reuse the same sweatshirt because I'm not rich. Anyway, and it's also very comfy. I should see the Daily Show compilations of Jeanine Pirro. I probably should. Well, I'm just going to show you one quick comment from her that is so just like stupidly condescending. It's like knee-jerk contrarianism about the most obvious things. Anyway, we got it pretty soon for you. But before that, let's jump into some other stuff. I want to show you, hold on, let me fix this a little bit. Try to avoid giving you any ads once we're live. Hold on a second. Billy Barracuda Dragon says, thank you, Dragon Squad. Check my Twitter feed for a special message at Cheetamus. You folks are amazing and I can't handle it. That is awesome. Well, I want to see the message. Okay. So, I'll explain who she is. Don't worry. Cecily Stone nails her. Cecily Stone does nail her. She's done a couple of good Jeanine Pirro impersonations. Hey, Pam, how's it going? So, tweet from Carolyn Borisenko. I don't know who Carolyn Borisenko is. The Twitter account is at Dr. Carlin B. So, take that with a grain of salt. Tweets, I became fully vaccinated less than 3 months ago. Today, I tested positive for COVID. I feel fine. It just feels like a cold. Glad to join the Natural Immunity Club since obviously the vaccine didn't do a damn thing. Got fully vaccinated a few months ago. Got COVID. Breakthrough case. It's not severe. Just like a cold. Obviously, the vaccine didn't do shit. Makes sense to me. Glad they have the natural immunity. Anyway, might be a doctor. Probably not a doctor, but might be a doctor. Anyway, as you can probably guess from looking at me, I don't know anything about fashion. That said, I did used to host a fashion segment. Does anyone remember that on TYT University called Trendy or Trashy? Anyway, I'm going to do a little throwback to Trendy or Trashy. Nobody watching this watched way back when I used to do Trendy or Trashy. That was fun. Anyway, have you heard of Warcore? I don't know. Maybe this has been around for 3 years, and I'm just so behind. But I was on Vice, and I happened to see this. It's like a style of clothing designed around looking like you're a soldier about to go to war. So you can see there, it's a lot of like tactical stuff, greens and blacks. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty awesome. But some of the people profiled in this say that they're constantly being stopped by cops. You just got to be in the right parts of America, in the South or whatever, and then you can wear whatever tactical gear, carry cannons that you want. What did I say for Cecily Strong's last name? Maybe I made a mistake. I love Cecily Strong. She's my favorite person on SNL, maybe ever, possibly. But yeah, no, Warcore is not for me. Maybe I'm boring. I just want to wear normal stuff, preferably like erring on the side of comfy. But yeah, I don't want to look like a soldier necessarily. I like the katana thing. Can I ask you a question? Why is it that it is legal in so many places to either, in a concealed fashion or increasingly in the United States, openly carry a long gun, like a rifle, but a katana you can't? Like, I can't have, like a back, like sheath for a nice katana. Or in an area where it might even be legal, you would be looked at as crazier if you had the katana than if you had the rifle. I think that's nonsense. I have so much more respect for swords than for guns. It's a weapon for a more civilized time. I don't know. Let's see. Brianna C says, any chance we can retire Dobby from your background shelf of dragony honor? It can be upsetting for transgender folks because of Rowling's awfulness. Brianna C, that is an incredibly reasonable request. No more Dobby in the background. I actually, I'm going to keep it real. I don't remember why Dobby. I feel a little bit bad because I think somebody sent me that Dobby. So apologies for that. Thank you if you send anything. But yeah, I guess it could serve as a reminder. Also, Dobby, hardly the area of world building where she was the coolest even pre all the trans stuff. So, yes, look, I do still like Harry Potter. I can't take away the nostalgia I have for it, although I wasn't a kid when I read it or anything like that. But I'm perfectly happy to remove the Dobby. Let's see. Okay. Yes, Janet. Well, that's the good thing, is if you're vaccinated, the breakthrough cases are going to tend to not be as severe. Katana doesn't make money for the NRA. But why isn't there like a big sword industry, It's illegal to carry any knife with the intent to go armed in Tennessee. I don't understand it. Why would you want to? Because they're awesome. Swords are really cool. I don't actually want to. Mac and Charlie defending the schools, that's true. I don't actually want to carry a katana, but I would prefer, like, if we were going to have self-defense stuff, I would rather a sword than a gun. Okay, Chaplain Fred says, hey, John, what an idiotic statement about COVID vaccine. Also, did you hear about DWP wanting to charge solar panel owners $50+ per month? I own solar panels. Can you find out about this? Yes, so I have heard about that as a potential change of the policy. Look, there's a little bit of complexity to supposedly the kind of inherent subsidization that had been going on. I'm not, but I don't care about that. I want subsidies to allow anyone who wants to go solar. I think that we need to move in that direction. Charging them extra, it shows the power. Can I have your Dobby? Yes, I will send it to you. It shows the power of that industry. They can have those sorts of things. Hold on. Ryan says, knives don't cut limbs off, people do. That's true. Ryan Wiki says, do you see the lowered favorability leading to a successful primary against Biden, or will corporatist reps swindle the nomination away from the left? I mean, potentially both of those things. I do think that it provides a bit more of an opening, that in his advanced age. But look, a primary against a sitting presidency is difficult and rare no matter what. I want it to happen, but just bear that in mind. Deborah, I'm very sorry to hear about that, and we will be thinking about you. Herm says, Jeanine Pirro looks like Gary Gnu. I don't know Gary Gnu. I don't own nearly enough swords. I need to get one for my hut. Anyway, there was a pipeline spill in New Orleans. 300,000 gallons of diesel, killing thousands of animals. Apparently, an inspection just 2 years ago had shown corrosion on the pipe, but it wasn't considered serious enough or taken seriously enough to have stopped the spill from happening. The person who owns it says that they've recovered the vast majority of the oil. Mark me down as skeptical about that. 300,000 gallons of diesel gets spilled and you got it? You're like, the hell does that work? Also, doesn't bring back the thousands of animals who were killed as a result of it. I'm going to play a short clip for you.
Remarks.
Maybe it's a little bit... No, you know what? Screw Mitt Romney. It's too long and we don't have the time. Oh my god, we are actually running low on time. Really fast. Someone let us know about the Matt Gaetz update that his ex-girlfriend testified. We haven't covered it on the main show. I don't know. What do you think? I consider it to be like a prelude to a story. We need to know what she actually said, how beneficial her, her testimony actually was. Obviously I want there to be developments in this story. I want to know what actually happened, but for now we're sort of backing off. We're going to see what happens with it. Matthias says it was banned to open carry during the founding of this country in populated areas, and they set up the Second Amendment. Good history there. Yeah, what did she say? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But that said, we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to jump into this. Should only take about 1 minute, but I'm going to spin you around. Okay.
Last word.
Well, I think that for all things, there's a season. And now I can see the pendulum. It's clear that Omicron is no Delta. You can see the pendulum swinging, where now even Jake Tapper and CNN is saying maybe the results, the death count, et cetera, were overblown or exaggerated. But you know what? It's 842,000 deaths. Let's say half of them are not COVID as the prime cause. That's still an enormous number of dead people, historic, really. Not seen anything like this in 100 years. So I think we have to be careful now about deminimizing this profoundly unsettling, devastating experience that the nation has gone through. Yes, there's hype. Yes, Jesse's right that the media is in the doom and gloom business. But this is something that historians will look back on and say, my God, this was awful.
That could be debated. But straight ahead, the president and Democrats falsely...
So, look, this story comes about a day after. She's, like, permanently on that now. Maybe she's replacing Jesse Waters because he has his own show or whatever. That can be debated. Okay, even if you, like, assume that whatever the fuck he's talking about is right and it's only 400,000. Debated. Whether it's that bad. Meh. And what is she doing there? Is she expressing, like, that she actually doesn't think it's historic? I don't necessarily think so. The dumb, condescending smile, the arrogant, condescending smile on her face tells me that's what she thinks the audience wants, so she makes a game out of it, a joke out of it. Obviously, there's nothing funny about the entire thing to dismiss it in that way. But that's what she's delivering. And why wouldn't she be all, like, full of herself? She's just been given a permanent position on the show. She's feeling great. Like, they apparently like all that she's been doing on COVID, encouraging people not to get vaccinated and all that, on the big lie. She's actually named in the Smartmatic multi-billion-dollar lawsuit. But she feels super excited. I want to show you one other thing, though, because this obviously, Jeanine Pirro deserves a lot of criticism for that. Like, imagine how many people watching that lost family members to this. Who knows if they will actually be offended? They should be. She's the bad person in that. But, Sophie, just one second. Okay, we got time. Take a look at the other faces for, like, 5 seconds. Gutfeld's, like, glancing away. Pirro's already got that stupid expression. Jesse Waters, his little condescending smirk. Dana Pirro doesn't care. He's talking about how history will look back on this period, on all those deaths. Little stupid smirks, little condescending looks. A bunch of goddamn multimillionaires who've become even richer off of telling people to not care about this, to get sick, to die. Will it be historical? It's debatable. It's debatable. Anyway, we got a show coming up. Caroline Johnson's going to be joining me. Should have a lot of fun. We'll be here in just about 13 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Or if you do, come back soon. We'll see you then.